Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can create high quality hair and tags like this for your businesses. A lot of times person come in saying, okay, my Canva cannot do this. And to be honest, it definitely can. You just need to know the right elements to include in your designs that give it that high-end professional look. And if that's something you're interested in learning, let's jump right into today's video. Now, the dimensions for this design is 2 by 3.5 inches. So you always want to ensure that when it comes on to the units, you're including the correct units in your design. And you would put for the width 2 and for the height 3.5. Now, once that is done, you would select create. But I already have a window open with my design, so let's begin. Now, when it comes onto your design, you always want to start off with your background. Your background is the foundation. So it's like building a house. You have to set the foundation before you add the other components that brings everything together. Now, when it comes on to background, you can choose a lot of different backgrounds. Anything can be used or it can be turned into a background. If you're a beginner, I would say you can start off with a solid color as a background, a gradient as a background, image as a background, or you can even do a combination of all three and turn that into a background. However, for this, I want to give this a luxury high-end feel. And when it comes on to luxury design, one of the main things that gives off that effect is less. When it comes on to luxury design, you want to use less. You want to be careful with your fonts and the colors that you choose, and you're also going to need high-end images, seeing that you're going to have less. I'm going to use a gradient color. I'm going to use a combination of black and this deep red color for this specific design. And I was going to select the style, and I want the black to be at the top, so I'm just going to select this, and I think we can have it a little bit darker, something like this. Now, I'm just going to leave the background in this format, and I'm going to get my image. So I do believe that I had some AI images that I created that I'll be using for this demonstration. Okay, so I'll be using this image of these two models, and I'm going to remove the background. And disclaimer, I do have Canva Pro, so a lot of the elements that I use in my designs are pro elements, pro text, pro images. Just makes sense. I like the quality. So I would definitely invest in a Canva Pro subscription. However, if it is that you're selling Canva templates, that's a different story. You're going to need a pro Canva account, yes, but you're going to want to ensure that you're using free elements in your composition. So I'm just going to search for image blender, and I'm going to select this purple one right here, and I'm going to select linear, and this helps you to adjust to eliminate those sharp edges at the bottom. So it helps you to fade everything into the background, so you don't have those distracting sharp edges and it looks tacky. So you can use these little knobs to control how much of the image you want to be faded into the background, and as well as the strength. Now, if you have the strength increased too high, it's not going to do anything for the sharp background. So you want to put this down at a reasonable number. I wouldn't say anything over 50, because if you do that and the strength is too intense, you're still going to have that demarcation of that sharp line. So you just want to be mindful of that, and it's just something to play around with. All right, once you're done, you want to ensure to select save. Do not click off. If you click off, it's not going to save what you've edited. And once you do that, you will have something like this, and you get this message at the top that your image has been successfully uploaded to the media, and you will find it in the uploads section once you've made that blended edit to it. So you'll find it right here. Okay, the next thing, you're just going to adjust your image to your liking. No, you can make a lot of edits when it comes onto your image. You can change the color, you can adjust the saturation and all of those things. You can even put it in black and white. You can fade it into the background just based off of whatever it is that you're doing. So I'm just going to increase the size of this like right here, and then I'm going to upload a logo. So I believe I had created a logo, a business name. So I'm just going to remove the background. So this is exactly what you would do. Just add your logo, and this of course would be the front of the image. And I'm just going to go to edit, and I'm going to increase the whites, the highlights, the brightness of the logo, just so it stands out, the sharpness, the clarity, vibrant, saturation, reduce the blacks and stuff like that. Then at the bottom, I'm just going to write simple text. So I'm going to say www dot the business name, and I'm going to put this in all caps, and I'm going to reduce it a little. Let me just zoom in on this. And I'm going to highlight the business name, and I'm going to put it in bold just to give it some contrast. All right. And I'm just going to position it right here. Then I'm going to search for a silver foil in elements. And for this, I think I can, let's go under see all. And I'm pretty sure you might have some free elements that you can use. So for example, we could use this because let's just use something that's free in case there's somebody who's watching who doesn't have a free account. Can do something like that. And we can bring this down, probably put this at a 4. You're going to have something like this for the front. Now for the back, you just have to duplicate your page. Once you have a certain background set, is once you select a new page, it's going to give you the background of the previous design page. And then if you want, you could even duplicate the image, put it down here. But instead, you would put this in, like, you would reduce the saturation to make it black and white, and you can probably fade this into the background like so. And then now you can even go back and use this little silver just to tie it. Hold on, duplicate this and bring it down here, place it here, sorry, place it here, something like this, position to center, duplicate this, duplicate that. Then you can even duplicate the logo again, put it at the bottom like this, and duplicate this again, put it at the bottom, ensure that everything is centered or aligned properly. And then you can just duplicate this, the text, and you can do like the texture. No, you can do the length first. You can do your length, and I'm just going to zoom in on the text, and you can even put this in the gradient color that we have here, put it in bold, reduce the spacing between the letters, ensure this is in the center, and then you can duplicate this and put like texture, and then you put the color of this, right? And just play around with it, and you have something as simple as this. And of course, you can, just to keep everything cohesive, everything consistent, you can duplicate this little thing. Hold on. All right, let me just duplicate one of these and just place this at the bottom as well. This is how you can easily get something as simple as this luxury, professional, polished hang tag for your business. So I also went in and just added in some details so you guys would actually see what the design would look like if the actual information were to be added to the design. So yeah, comment down below and let me know if you enjoyed this video, what videos you'd like to see next. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn your post notification on so you can be notified whenever I upload a new video. Like, comment, share this with somebody who you think might find it useful, and stay safe and stay blessed until next time.